Welcome to part 2 of this Common App series where I go through each major component of the Common App right here, all these things you need to fill out. As I said, this is part 2, so make sure you go to part 1 to see profile through testing. Other than that, please make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Now let's get into the activities portion. Alright, so next is going to be the activities section. This is absolutely critical, and you are going to spend a lot of time making sure this is perfect. So as you can see, you guys have, let's go to the end here, 10 activities. So I put 9, but there are a total of 10 activities that you may put into your College Board activity section. This is the section that gets sent to every college, just as these do, but this is very important because these are your extracurriculars. This is telling the college what it is you did. You're going to give the name of it, the name, what your role was, the name of it, and then this is the very important part that's going to take some time to make sure it is perfect. So I will show you guys here an example. So here you click activity 1 when you add an activity, and then there are going to be a bunch of options for you, and you're just going to choose whichever one the activity you're putting falls under. And the idea is your activity 1 is quote unquote the most important or the most meaningful activity that you have done. Now, we have written articles about this on our website on collegerealitycheck.com on how to, choose which activities are best and stuff. But basically, this is what you think is the most meaningful, I guess, the most important to you. And then as you go down, it gets less and less important. So, we don't say less important, but I guess the things you want to highlight are going to come first, right? And then at the bottom are going to be maybe the things that you did for less time, maybe the things that take less time in your week or are not as much of a, how would you say, time that don't take that much time, but they're still important to you. So in the end, you're going to end up choosing 10 activities and you're going to list them from quote unquote most important to least important. So I'm going to show you an example of what I did here. So other club activity, because I couldn't figure out what my podcast would have fallen under with the sections that they gave me. So I was a podcast host and founder, I guess, of my podcast, Who Cares About College, which is now the College Reality Check podcast. Now here is the hard part. So they give you a maximum amount of characters, 150, not words, characters, that you need to fit everything that you want to say about your extracurricular into here. Now, sometimes when you are writing your essays and such, if you want to specifically highlight an extracurricular that was so impactful and so meaningful to you, you can write your Common App essay about it if you would like, or you can write an essay to a specific school about an extracurricular. However, this is like the main part because you're not going to get a chance with every extracurricular to write an essay. This is all you have to tell a college what you did with your extracurricular, what the impact was on you and for your community. So I'll just say a couple things here. One, you want to use action verbs. Action verbs, I think everyone learned active versus passive voice. When you're doing this, you want to use an active voice and you want to use verbs such as founded, conducted, edited, showed that you took initiative, showed that you have organization, leadership, any good qualities. You want to have verbs that are the equivalent of those good qualities that you want to convey to the college. So founded my podcast, right? I cold emailed students and experts for interviews. I conducted these interviews about the college process. I've edited this many episodes and I've had this many downloads over time, right? So that's the main things. You want to have action verbs show that they convey the positive qualities that you're able to show through your extracurricular. And it's also important to have numbers to quantify. So let's say you work for a volunteer organization or you run a volunteer organization, you want to say how much money you were able to raise, how many people you were able to help, or what's the general number in the community that you're helping, right? So you want to put numbers whenever you can to give an actual stamp, a tangible stamp on the impact that you're having. So, and then you're going to have to say which years you participated them in, how, was it all year, during school, during the school break, hours spent per week, weeks spent per year. Don't lie on this. Don't say that you were doing this for twice as many hours as you were actually doing. Be honest about what you were doing. And then this is not that important, I think, but do you want to participate in something similar in college? Sure. Now I'll just show another example of what I have. So this is my, I don't know if it would be considered a club because I wasn't in a club sport, but this is the best I could just put it under, athletics club. I was it a sport or a team? It was just another sport for me. I wasn't like competing to get recruited or something. What is the highest, when it says position leadership, sometimes you can say like president of a club. For here, I just put the highest level I could for my for doing karate. Where did I do karate? And then same thing here. I want to put action verbs. What I trained, right? I earned, I won, blah blah blah. So those are the main things here. And then same thing. When did you participate in them? And here, okay, so I stopped doing karate in 10th grade because the place closed down due to COVID. However, in my description, I did put trained for 9 years, so they know that I've been doing this before high school. And same things, da da da. So, yeah, that's the main thing for activities.